TMNT falloff needs to be studied. Now, when I say this, I'm specifically talking about this ongoing trend that I've noticed when it comes to all of the animated series, where the final season or the last couple of seasons, for whatever reason, have to change the formula, which leads to the show ending up in a spot where a majority of the fan base, I believe, would deem it to be lowered in quality. Now, what do I mean by this? Let me give some examples. It pretty much applies to every single show. It's like the 87 show had the Red Sky seasons, 2003 had Back to the Sewer and Fast Forward, 2012 had Tales of the TMNT, and Rise had the complete second season, well, kind of incomplete because it was cut short. Of course, the movie ended up saving it. But it's kind of weird, don't you think, that every single TMNT animated series thus far, except for Tales, which is still ongoing, has that thing that happens at the tail end of the show? That's a little weird. That's a little suspicious. I'm starting to wonder if every single time a TMNT show gets greenlit, part of the contract says that it has to do something radical towards the end to have fans in an uproar about it. I don't know. That's just a theory. I did do a little bit of digging to see why this happens, and it's funny. Every single show has a different reason as to why this took place. For the 1987 Red Sky seasons, it all seemed to be because of things like Batman the Animated Series and shows of that nature taking a more dark, gritty, and grounded approach, and I guess exploding in popularity. Yeah, all of that factored into 1987, pivoting to the Red Sky seasons, which took itself a little bit more seriously, more of an action-packed, like, oh yeah, look at us, we're dark and gritty. I'm joking. It wasn't that dark and gritty, but it did pivot into more of a serious tone. So I guess more in line fit with, yeah, Batman and other shows that were doing the same thing around that time. Also, let's not forget, in the intros, they implemented some of the footage from the 90s movie, the live action film. Kind of weird, but also kind of funny. I always felt like maybe that was the reason, to have it tonally fit more in line with the movie, but no, it seems like Batman the Animated Series and shows like that had far more weight into that decision than the film itself. Maybe it was a little bit of both. I'm gonna give my headcanon some credit. I can see that definitely playing a role, especially given how successful that film was. Now, if we are gonna talk about TMNT films influencing the shows changing, 2003 is actually one where that was the case. The 2007 movie exploded in popularity, did pretty well. Okay, it wasn't like some big box office hit, but you know what I mean. It did well enough for the show that 2003 was to alter its art style to fit more in line. Starting with Fast Forward, we got more of a streamlined look, cleaner, more vibrant colors and things like that. And of course, by the time we got to Back to the Sewer, we had the Turtles with pupils, and April looked pretty much nothing like she did in the first few seasons of the show. She looked way more in line with the 2007 version from the CG movie. Same thing applies to Casey Jones. And Splinter even had a bit of an outfit design. They didn't completely change him to look exactly like the 2007 one, but the outfit did go through a renovation to fit more in line with that film. For TMNT 2012, it seemed to be more of like a, hey, we kind of finished our main story, but we have a whole nother season that was ordered by Nickelodeon, so let's make this kind of an anthology for the final season and switch up the title to make sure that it stands apart from those first 4 seasons. Boom, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I don't think I have to go down the history of what happened with season 2 of Rise. Fans are still kind of healing from those wounds. I don't know if I want to peel that back. Okay, I guess for fairness sake, I'll explain a little bit. Yes, it had to do something with Nickelodeon wanting to cancel the show, because I believe it was toy sales that were the reason that Nickelodeon wanted to cancel the show, because of the brand recognition not carrying the same weight as 2012. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of these points. Not beyond you guys correcting me on that. I did a little bit of research. I've got other videos to make. I'm not going to get everything 100% accurate, okay? It just comes with the territory. Cut me some slack. I'm just really hoping, for the sake of the diehard fans of Tales of the TMNT, not to be confused with season 5 of 2012, but the currently airing, or I guess not at this moment, but the most recent show, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope the fans of that show don't have to go through the same thing that we did for all the previous animated series. And with this one having more ties to an animated feature film, and those two already being blended together, I don't see them really altering anything to fit the films more, considering it's already loosely based on the films, or not even really loosely, heavily. Same cast and art style, just replicated from 3D into 2D. You guys might actually be the lucky few that walk out of this unscathed. Maybe they'll break the cycle. I don't know. Could be cool. I will say this though, just to kind of talk about the whole fall off title of this video. I'm specifically talking in the greater scheme of the fan base deeming these seasons, the Red Sky seasons, the Fast Forwards, the Back to the Sewers, the Tales of the TMNTs, the season 2s of Rise, people labeling those as bad seasons or not up to par, right? I personally am a fan of these seasons, but I understand the larger fan base doesn't really care for it. Therefore, it would be the fall off of each show, which also makes for a great title. Okay, sue me. I had to use it. So what do you guys think? Do you think the fall off of TMNT is a real thing, or am I bugging? And before you answer that with an I'm bugging, I just want to let you know, you're wrong. You're actually wrong. This has been a conversation in the community the whole time, so maybe that was a stupid question to ask. Instead, let me ask, what is your favorite fall-off season of TMNT? Is it the 87 Red Sky seasons? Fast forward back to the sewer. Wait, is it back to the sewer or back to the sewers? I always forget. I think it's back to the sewer, or is it back to... You know what I'm talking about. 2012's Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Season 2 of Rise. Let me know down in the comments. It's all yours. I'll have a discussion with you guys as well about it. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Drink water.